What's going on, guys? I'm Tommy, and I'm coming at you with another review. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Jazwares Micro Galaxy Squadron Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer. This particular vehicle was a special release from Jazwares Vault. Jazwares Vault is like the equivalent to like a Hasbro Pulse direct-to-consumer site from the company that makes the product. This site has been doing some monthly drops for their various collectible lines, and every now and again, Jazwares Micro Galaxy Squadron gets in on that. For this, they've actually started doing something new here. This is the second one of these. The first one was the V-19 Torrent Starfighter, which I do have a review for out on the channel. This is the second one being the Kylo Ren's TIE Silencer. Essentially, they do a souped up version with special packaging, better paint applications than will be released in the more mass-produced version later on that will be a mainline release. So this one is like a more premium special version for people who are much more in it as collectors of this line. I myself am a huge fan of the Micro Galaxy line, so I'm always going to support things like this, special little releases like this. I actually have no idea if this is still in stock on the website. I believe that when I did purchase this, it was still in stock, so there may still be a good chance when this goes out, you can find one for a decent price. One of the cool things about this is that it comes in its own special packaging. This packaging is pretty similar to what the V-19 Torrent came with. However, it is a little bit different. So top left here, you get your Star Wars logo, and mind you, this is also a slip cover. I'll show you that later. You get some warnings up here. This is marketed as a Last Jedi release, and here you have your gold sticker showing this is one of 3,000 as an exclusive from Jazwares Vault. Down in the middle here, you have your Micro Galaxy Squadron logo, and above that, you have an image of the ship in action looking awesome. Down here at the bottom, you have your Jazwares logo, the name of the vehicle, and you also have that this is limited edition number 8. So this is the 8th item that they've released on Jazwares Vault. On the top of the slipcover here, you're just going to get the Star Wars and Micro Galaxy Squadron logos. On the back of the slipcover here, you're going to have a lot of what you would see typically on your regular Jazwares Micro Galaxy Squadron products. So top left, you're going to get that Star Wars logo. You get your hologram image of the ship here with some of the features, like you can seat your Kylo Ren figure inside, as well as the removable panel revealing some of the innards of the vehicle. And then, of course, over here you have your cutout card. You could use this as a display card, a trading card, whatever you wish. And then down here you get some cool Arabesh there. And on the bottom, it's really just some of your legalese and things like that. Guys, please make sure not to feed this ship to your babies. And then as you can see, as this is a slipcover, you can see on the side here these clear sides and like this almost acrylic. You do have the Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron logos in black, and you can see the ship kind of peeking through there. And the same goes on this other side here, just the exact same thing mirrored. And before we take a look at the ship, I did also just want to show off the packaging on the more exterior side of things. So this came in a Jazwares box, and then in that box had 4 really thick edge protectors to cover the top and bottom corners of the box, and you have this really cool box that this was inside of the shipping box, I should say. So you get the really cool art here of the ship on the front, your Star Wars logo on the sides and the top, and then again on the back, a really nice, cool illustration there. On the bottom, another Star Wars logo. And then inside of that is what came your product. So I really have to give Jazwares props for packaging this in a way that would be good for collectors. And obviously with releases like this, which is the underneath of the slipcover here, this is stuff that's geared towards adult collectors as opposed to kids walking down the toy aisle. So it's cool that they think of us collectors when they're packaging these products to be shipped out. So now we have, again, kind of in this clear acrylic case, you do have the ship here looking amazing. The presentation here is just stellar. So it looks like what we get here is at the top left, you get your Star Wars logo. Top right, you get your same sticker that we saw on the outside of the slipcover there for the one of 3,000. And then down here, you have your Micro Galaxy Squadron logo. And obviously on the inside, you can see the ship. And then there is a little backdrop here on this side, which is cool. Shows a little battle scene of some Resistance X-Wings battling it out with some First Order TIE fighters, as well as some First Order Special Forces TIE fighters. Obviously, nothing really of note on the back. It's just the other side of that backdrop image we saw. And of course, nothing on the top or bottom. bottom so that we can really get good presentation of the vehicle. So without further ado, let's get the ship open so that we can check it out. Alrighty guys, just like that, here is our TIE silencer out of the box. Let's just get the first impressions of the vehicle. Man, this thing looks awesome. I actually remember this being like completely black from the original toys, because I think my little brother had an original toy of this for the 3.75 scale. However, I gotta say, in this dark gray here, it looks so much more menacing. I love the clear red plastic they've gone with for the front hatch and the top hatch as well. Just really makes this thing pop. I also love this like lime green color they've chosen to paint the fronts of the turbo lasers here. These things look awesome. And just the sculpted detail, you can tell that they've done a little bit more than normal with this one. While Jazwares always does a great job of the sculpted and painted detail of all their vehicles, something about these Jazwares Vault exclusives just feels that much more premium. I love the orangey red color they did for the thrusters as well. Just looks really nice, and all the detail on the wings, all those solar panels look great. They've been painted very cleanly. I don't see any sort of bleeding or anything like that on my copy. There is a little bit of warping on one of the fronts here of the wings, but that's okay. That's just something that happens as things get packaged. It's something I can very easily fix with a hairdryer or a heat gun. But these are painted really nicely too up front with that really nice silver here. Everything pops and everything looks very cohesive. And then down here at the bottom, you can also see some more of the details. I love that Jazwares always, on all their products, they always make sure to give you some extra detail on the bottom of the ship so that everything is cohesive with the sides of the ship that you see more. So the front hatch is really easy to open. You'll see there's a pull tab right at the front of the viewport there, and everything just pulls right up, gives you tons of room to access your figure, which I was kind of wondering where the figure was. And it is our little Kylo Ren. This is his look from The Force Awakens, and I think this is a great figure to add to the collection here. Taking a look at him, he's got some awesome paint applications. I love the subtle hits of a more glossy black for the mask. It just looks really nice, and he looks tall. He looks very imposing for a 1-inch scale. And you can see down here they've also painted in silver his lightsaber hilt, which is on the right side of his belt. This guy does obviously have all the same articulation scheme as most of your minifigures for this line. So you do have a rod that runs through the shoulders, which gives you a 360-degree swivel, and you do also have a rod that runs through the hips, which acts as a hinge joint, and obviously lets the figure sit down inside the vehicle, which we already saw. But back to the vehicle here, take a look at all this detail in this cockpit area. Look at how much detail they give you. That's actually kind of crazy. Just all the different little flight yokes and all the different controls that are there. Everything looks really nice. I'm actually surprised this isn't all just sculpted as one piece. These are separate little pieces they've sculpted in. And that's actually, I was wondering what these little pieces were down here. This looks to be part of that separate sculpt that plays into these controls up here. That's really cool. And again, I really got to give props to Jazwares for all the effort they put in. It honestly looks like you could even squeeze a second figure behind the pilot seat too, which is cool. So we'll sit Kylo Ren back in the ship for now. We'll see how he fits in there. Looks like a very easy fit. Yeah, he sits in that nice little clip, and then just like that, you can have him seated, and the hatch goes down, clamps into place, and it looks really nice. And then, of course, we'll check out the one other feature with this ship, and that is that this back panel pops right off, and then you'll see there's even sculpted detail on the bottom of the panel, which this is just absurd, like unnecessary levels of detail, and I love that Jazwares gives you that, especially for how good the price point is for this line. And here we have just some really impressive inner workings of the vehicle. Look at all that painted detail. That really makes the sculpted detail of these ships pop. I always love when Jazwares includes some sort of innards of the ship with removable panels, and the fact that they went with so much effort to paint all the different cords and doodads and gadgets within the inner workings of the ship is something really special here. So all in all, where am I at with the TIE silencer? I would say that Jazwares is 2 for 2 for these limited runs of kind of like sneak peeks at the next wave of Micro Galaxy Squadron. For me, the V19 was a hit, and the TIE Silencer is a hit as well. I can't wait to add this one to the collection, and it's a very unique and awesome vehicle I can't wait to set up with some of my other sequel trilogy vehicles. But with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did and you're not yet subscribed, subscribe to Blitz Transmissions. I've got awesome Star Wars content coming out all the time. If you are an ARC Trooper in my Patreon, you would have seen this video early. If you'd like access to early videos, monthly giveaways, and more awesome benefits, the link to my Patreon is in the description below. If reviews are your thing and that's about all you want from this channel, then check out my Rancor Battalion channel membership, because with that, you would have also seen this review early. So check out that link in the description below, as well as links to my Discord and all my social media. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. I'll catch you for the next one, and may the Force be with you.
Breaking off all units. Fire at will. Squad 2, pick your targets. Too many, Captain. Watch your stabilizer, Gold 6. Anybody cover me. I got 2 vultures on my tail. You've got to hold them here. Watch your left. I can't shake them. I'm hit. I'm hit. Where's our reinforcements?